Dear students, welcome to this course on environmental economics. This course has been designed to be delivered in 15 weeks and it has been developed very systematically and in a logical manner so that you could easily transcend from one level, one topic, one week to the next. Dear students, this course gives an overall view about various pertinent topics in environmental economics. One word about environmental economics before we go through this overview. I wish to clarify that environmental economics is based on the principles of economics but is about the natural environment, not the business environment. Secondly, I also want to distinguish between ecological economics and environmental economics. Ecological economics is about physical phenomena that affect the environment, and the measurement in ecological economics is in the physical domain. When we talk about environmental economics, then here the measurement is in money terms, in value terms. So this is a pertinent difference which we must keep in mind. So now, coming back to the content. In general, we will be studying about the welfare theorems, measurement of environmental values, the theory of environmental policy, the environmental control, environmental sustainability, environmental accounting, and finally environmental regulation. In the first week, we will focus on certain pertinent concepts, that is the welfare economics theorems and particularly the Pareto efficiency, Pareto optimality in the context of environmental economics. We will first come to know about the basic importance of the environment in economics, analyze the utility function in the context of environmental goods, and then we will understand about the Pareto frontier. In the next week, the focus would be on the measurement of environmental values. As I said in the beginning, here in environmental economics, when we talk about measurement, we are talking about measurement in money terms. Here we shall focus on the concepts of public goods, merit goods and environmental goods, various types of environmental goods and their framework and various valuation methods which are used for measurement of the environmental goods. In the third week, concepts related to the Coase theorem, the importance and the implications of the assignment of property rights shall be discussed. You would also understand the wealth effects of the Coase theorem, the policy significance of the Coase theorem, the economic valuation techniques, household production model, the hedonic price method, the hedonic property value model, and the issues and limitations of the hedonic price method. Dear students, keep it in mind that the first 3 weeks shall form the basis for understanding not only the topics in the later part of this course, but also many other sections and many other details of environmental economics. After this, in the fourth week, we shall focus on the theory of environmental policy. We will first know more about revealed preference methods, particularly we will talk about the travel cost method for measuring economic value of an environmental resource, learn about types of values which are yielded by the environmental resources to evolve economic criteria of managing the environmental resources, then we would focus on the concept of the travel cost method. We will also learn about how to create a database that requires analysis when we wish to understand the travel cost method and use it for measurement, such as the zonal travel cost method, the individual travel cost method, and the random utility maximization method. Concepts related to efficiency properties of tradable pollution permits, design of the permit system, allocation of permits, problems with the tradable pollution permits, taxes versus permits, traditional command and control versus prescriptive regulation, and market based instruments. Finally, there would be a discussion on the choice of policy approaches, and all of this will be studied in the 5th week. Conventional policy instruments, informal regulation, community pressure, public education, public disclosure programs, types of public disclosure programs, green rating projects, economic models of informal regulation shall all be discussed in the 6th week. Here we will focus on the constitution and national policies, legal framework, enforcement of environmental policies, compliance monitoring, permitting and self-monitoring permitting kinds of arrangements, the institutions for environmental education and research in India, and then a very important aspect of the grassroots movements that have taken place over the years. The next week is the 7th week, and here you would come to know about a newly debated, well, not so new, but still in the past 10-15 years it has been intensely debated, and a very interesting topic called the environmental Kuznets curve. We will study about the theory of the environmental Kuznets curve, the origins of the environmental Kuznets curve, the delinking and relinking hypothesis. We will critically analyze the environmental Kuznets curve. We would also study about a very recent phenomenon that has been established, that is the global EKC. Therefore, we shall study and discuss the importance of WTO and the WTO environment debate, the need for environmental protection treaties, major environmental protection treaties, and the issues with the environmental protection treaties. In the 8th week, you will have a revision and assessment week. In this week, you are supposed to revise what all you have learnt in the past 7 weeks. There are some very new topics, so keenly go over it again and again, and please note that the marks that you get for doing these assignments are added and will go towards your final evaluation or grade or score in this course. Now we come back to the main course. The pollution haven hypothesis occupies a central place in any discussion on what is known as the trade, investment and environment. In the 9th week, we will focus on the pollution haven hypothesis, the theories of optimal renewable resources and the theories of optimal non-renewable resources. In detail, in the next week, we will study about environmental sustainability and a related concept which is environmental accounting. In week 10, the concept of environmental sustainability, the economist view and the ecologist view, which I had spoken about earlier, will be discussed. You will also understand that the environmental accounting is a very important aspect of environmental sustainability, and the system of national accounts, and more particularly the SEEA central framework, will all be discussed in week 10. In week 11, we will discuss about the economy and the environment. There will be a discussion on the accounting for environmentally corrected GDP, the system of national accounts, the linkages between macroeconomic policies and the environment, and then the structural adjustment programs and their impact on the environmental resources. In the 12th week, we will be speaking about environmental regulation. There would be a discussion on the Indian framework to protect its environment, the regulatory mechanism, various Indian environmental laws and the legal instruments for controlling all kinds of pollution, particularly water pollution. This will be followed by a discussion on air quality, forest policy in the 13th week, and you will understand the composition of major pollutants in the air, in the atmosphere, and study broadly about the impact of air pollution. The 14th week will focus on a very important topic, climate change, globalization, acid rain, and in relation to climate change, the mitigation and coping strategies. The 15th week, Be Happy, is the last week, the self-study week, and this is your second self-study week. Make the best out of it, revise all that you have learnt in this course, try to understand the concepts, go into details, do as many exercises and assignments as possible. On your own also, you are free to do as many assignments as possible. All of this will lead to a situation where you will ask for more and more, would increase, your thirst for knowledge will increase further. You would like to know about environmental economics in greater detail. So, after completion of this course, there shall be a proctored exam and you would be notified, and I am sure after going through these 15 weeks of e-content, self-learn videos, e-texts and no more, and everything at your disposal, doing all the activities, assignments very sincerely, at the end of this you would be the net gainers. You can go and proudly tell your friends that I know all about environmental economics. I wish you all the best.